So this is going to be a reading for my Aquarius. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be looking at the next 72 hours, so March 12th until the 14th. And let's go ahead and get straight into it. If you are new, make sure that you subscribe. And you also hit the notification bell so that you never miss a beat. And if you would like a personal session, or if you want to see my daily horoscopes, make sure you guys click the link in my description. That's where my website link will be, as well as my Twitter and Instagram, so you guys can see more daily horoscopes. Okay? Let's get into it. Aquarius, what does the next 72 hours have in store for them for March 12th to the 14th? All right, so overall energy, we have the King of Swords. Your energy, we have the King of Cups. The challenge is the Eight of Cups. The advice is the Nine of Wands. What you need to watch out for is the Nine of Cups, and then outcome is the Tower. Aquarius from March 12th to the 14th. And energy surrounding you, we have resistance. Okay. So, first card, overall energy, we have the King of Swords. So the main focus for this time frame is really going to be on you and how you guys can strategically move yourself in a better position. So for some of you, you may be in the strategy mode in terms of your career. Like, what can you do to catapult yourself? You may be in a good standing in your career. Things may be flowing, yes, but you may be wanting more for yourself. And for some of you, things may not be flowing. But overall, you guys want more for yourself. This is like trying to come up with the plan of action that is best suited for you and where you're trying to be. You guys also may be just having an aha moment, like an epiphany moment, that you guys may have been like deterring your forward progress by not being as diligent or not being as focused. So this is like you guys trying to focus your energy on, again, your ideas, your plans, what you need to do. This is like getting on top of yourself, almost like holding yourself accountable in a sense. Some of you also will be cutting a lot of excess stuff out. So this is excess spending, excess eating, excess people, just anything that you have too much of. You're realizing that you just enough is enough. So yeah, and then there may be an interesting conversation that's had during this time frame that also lets you know that you need to cut certain people off as well. But when it comes to your current energy, I do have the King of Cups. So your current energy could be being affected by Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio specifically. If not like a person per se, this is just you finding yourself more emotional, but not in like a negative sense. You just may be feeling more emotional in terms of like you trying to open up to the person that you may be like newly dating. You could be catching feelings for this person, and you could be trying to, of course, play it cool. But for the most part, you could be opening up a lot more. Also with the King of Cups, yeah, there's more of a focus on emotional affairs that you have. Now, when it comes to the challenge, I do have the Eight of Cups. So the challenge may be that somebody who you didn't, quite want to break up with may have just walked away from the relationship. For others of you, the challenge may be walking away from a particular relationship, even though emotionally you may not feel like there's anything really left there for you. You may just have a problem with walking away because you may have a fear of like leaving this situation, pursuing something else, and then it being worse than this connection, and then you kind of regretting it. So it's like this fear of like, am I making the best decision, or am I going to regret this down the line? And some of you just still have that faith in regards to things getting better. So this is a challenge for you. Okay. And this doesn't even have to be just in love. This could be a challenge with you leaving your job because Yeah, you want to leave it, but you don't know what other career to go into and what will be something that will supplement your income. Some of you may have like really depended on this job to like pay for everything. So it's like to just leave the job isn't that easy. Now, when it comes to what I see for the not the challenge, the advice with the 9 of Wands in reverse, this is no longer trying to keep exerting your own energy in stressful situations. Like the 9 of Wands is the card of like going through all these experiences and then still trying to keep going, even though you've been bruised, battered, you've gone through a lot. With this being in reverse, this is like no longer doing that. Okay, you guys don't always have to play the strong role. You guys don't always have to be 100% strong for other people. You need to be strong for yourself. And you need to stop letting people stress you the hell out to a point where you're, pushing yourself to your limits. Now, what I see for what you need to watch out for, we have the 9 of Cups. So this is anybody who's self-fulfilling. This is like a person who, yes, may know what they want, but it's always at an expense of what they want. They don't really care about what you want. So in the process, you will be miserable. So this is like somebody who's very self-fulfilling. I'm going to have multiple partners because I can. And if you don't want to be a part of that, then you can bounce. If they're that type of person, then stay away from them. Also with the 9 of Cups. Also, for some of you, you need to watch out for what you're wanting. With the 9 of Cups, you could be wanting certain things that you may not necessarily know what it comes with. Or like, for instance, some of you may specifically want someone in specific. But that person who you may be wanting may be extremely toxic. And you may be wishing for this person to come back. But you may be wishing for a bad experience to come back into your life. Like if you were in a relationship with somebody and then it was negative the whole entire time, and then you're like wishing for this person to come back, trying to manifest them, you could be manifesting your own karma back into your life. So be careful of that too. Okay. But the last card we have here with the Tower, towards the end of this time frame, there's going to be a realization, if anything, that certain areas in your life may not be as stable as you thought it was. And this is you having to do something about it. So not saying that there's anything bad that's going to happen to you guys. There just may be this aha moment that makes you realize that things are just not as stable as you thought they were. And that there's some things that you need to do as far as fixing your foundation. Now, the last card I want to talk about, we do have Resistance. And with this card, now, during this time frame, this is kind of like this card to me. During this time frame, you're going to learn a lot about being resistant. Again, a lot of you are very strong individuals because you've been able to keep pushing in stressful situations. But this is knowing what battles are worth fighting and which battles are not. And also knowing the difference between being somebody who's able to overcome stressful situations by pushing themselves and somebody who allows themselves to stay in stressful situations by telling themselves that things are just going to magically get better. So for instance, a good example of what real resistance looks like is somebody who just continues to fight to get out of like poverty or being homeless. A bad example of being resistant would be staying in a relationship with somebody who's toxic or abusive or all these things, but just staying in it to prove to this person that you're, I don't know, this just awesome person because you stick around. Again, you need to know your battles and you need to pick them wisely because there's a difference between resistance and staying in a really bad situation just because you want to prove a point. So this is what I see. I hope that I put things in perspective for you. If you did enjoy, thumbs the video up, subscribe, check out the description if you would like a personal, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.